What's going on YouTube? Bluff City Nerd here, back with another video, and I just got done watching the Rocko's Modern Life special on Netflix, and I must say it was quite shocking to see how Heifer, Filbert, and Rocko would react to being 20 years into the future, since they're so used to like the 1990s and how technology is and certain things operate. So basically, Heifer gets this like rocket, and it like goes through Rocko's house, and they end up circling the universe for like 20 years. They finally are able to come back to O-Town, or come back to Earth, because Filbert realizes that the remote to the rocket's been stuck to Heifer's butt the entire time, and then they realize, wow, the whole time we could have gone home, and we wasted 20 years looking for that thing. They finally go home, and then it's a huge culture shock. Basically, they see everything around them, new technology, you know, food trucks and things like that. You can have pizza, tacos, and all that. And then moving forward, or actually skipped a huge part, Rocko tries to watch an episode of his favorite cartoon, The Fatheads, and then he realizes that the only tape he had of the Fatheads from back in the day is messed up. So he tries to, once they get back home, he realizes that the show is completely gone. It's done for. So moving on, Mr. Big Head is like a top of the ladder on the conglomerate, his job at Conglomerate, right? And he makes one small error right before he leaves to go on his vacation. Everybody at Conglomerate is out of a job because whatever Mr. Big Head did when he filed that paper, all the stocks at Conglomerate just went straight to zero, and everyone's out of a job. So Rocko goes over to the Big Heads, and he realizes, okay, Mr. Big Head's out of a job. He wants his cartoon back. Okay, we can work something out here. So Mr. Big Head tells Rocko, okay, you go back, go find Ralph, his son. Go find Ralph, creator of the Fatheads, get him to redo the show, have Conglomerate sponsor it, gets all the money back, everything's fixed. So Rocko travels all over the world to find Ralph Big Head. He finds him in the middle of a desert out of nowhere. What he's doing now is he's selling popsicles shaped like some of his old cartoon characters that he created. He's selling fathead popsicles. And then Rocko's like, yo, can you make the show again? We really need you to make the show again. And then Ralph's like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. And then he's like, okay, your parents are going to lose your house, this, that, and the other. And then Ralph's like, okay, I'll do it. And then here's one thing that really caught my eye. He said, Ralph was like, okay, Rocko, there's something I need to tell you. It's no longer Ralph anymore. It's Rachel. That's right. That's right. Ralph Big Head is now trans. He's now a female. He's no longer Mr. Big Head's son. That's his daughter now. Damn, man. Anyways, once they get back to O-Town, or excuse me, once they get back to O-Town, he reunites Mr. Big Head with Ralph, or excuse me, Rachel now. They reunite, and then Mr. Big Head's like, no. You know, back in the day when they had that episode called I Have No Son. He said that. He's like, yeah, he literally has no son now. It's pretty mind-blowing. He was suffering from TMC, or as I like to call it, too much change. Because, like, you know, a lot's changed within the 20 years that Rocko and his friends have been used to. And so, once Ralph figures out that his dad and his mom and dad might lose their house, he finally decides to go ahead and make the show again. But beforehand, they had the two chameleons make the show all via computers, and then the boss of I forget his name, the owner of Conglomerate looks at it, and he's like, "Oh man, this is trash," and he's really about to get rid of Big Head. Then once Ralph starts to make the show again, he calls up Rocko. He's like, "Hey Rocko, we got the premiere going here." He goes to the Conglomerate to watch the premiere. Everybody loves the show except Rocko, because there's a new character on the Fatheads. They got a little baby now. And then Rocko learns a solid lesson, because Mr. Big Head was trying to tell him, like, hey man, you can't always live in the past. Because Rocko was still stuck in the past. He's still one of the old Fatheads, but times have changed now. and he really just wanted his old show, but he got it. But with the new characters and everything, he just kind of wasn't accepting it at the time. But he soon realizes that, hey, he can't be stuck in the 1990s forever, man. Times change, you got to move forward. And that's basically it. Now, that's basically the movie in its entirety. I personally like the movie. It was fun. They kept a lot of things the same. They kept a lot of the intros and outros the same. They brought a lot of the old characters back. Really, really big man. That I'm surprised they had him, and they had him use his whole nipples of the future. I was like, oh man, I can't believe they allowed this back then. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I'll give it like 4 stars out of 5. For the nostalgia and the real feel to it. I mean, they kept it to the original. But that's all I got to say for today, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was my review on the Rocko's Modern Life special on Netflix. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can share this with all your friends. Until next time, I'm Bluff City Nerd. Deuces.